Welcome back to this episode of the UnMeasured podcast. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic Thanksgiving week with your friends and family and are enjoying the deliciousness of turkey. We do appreciate everyone for tuning into these podcasts. We're almost in the double digits. Also, last but not least, this is the last week for the t-shirt giveaway. So if any of you guys would like to enter in, make sure you do it this week. We'll be picking 3 winners after this week, so make sure you get your votes in.
Thank you guys for tuning in so much. As Brennan said, we are on a lot of our platforms. Check us out on iTunes as well. We just got up there a couple weeks ago. Check out the t-shirt giveaway. Check us out on YouTube. Share it and let us know what you thought. Thank you. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the 9th episode of the UnMeasured podcast. It's Trevor here with Brennan.
What up, what up, what up?
We're back after a long... It felt like a long week.
It felt like a very long week from a little hiatus, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. But
so we are back, and it's good to be back.
Everybody? How we doing?
Feels nice to be back on the potty.
Yes, it does.
I'm a little tired tonight. I'm not gonna lie, but this is getting my juice going.
Absolutely love it.
But yes, we are back. It was it seriously felt like a long time, but it was only a week.
That's what I said right before we got live.
But we just had a couple busy things. Kind of keeping us away from the podcast last week, where I listened to another podcast and they say they're a daily podcast except for the days that they don't do it. So we're a 2 times a week podcast except for the weeks that we don't do it. That's what we are.
I like it.
No, but we do try to get out as much stuff as we can, and we want to make sure that we're pushing good stuff out and not wasting your guys' time or our time. So but we were busy last week, unfortunately.
We were definitely busy.
I was out in Rhode Island, and we do want to figure out either a thing where I would be able to call in and we'd be able to do a podcast live if I'm on the road, or just kind of reschedule it for another day.
Yeah.
So I think either one of those would be.
Either reschedule or... I don't know. We'll figure it out though. We're getting better at this every day, guys.
We are. And we do have our t-shirt giveaway still going on. It's
that is true.
I don't even know how many days left.
I haven't checked.
Probably like 4, 5.
5-day span. So make sure you guys enter in to that t-shirt giveaway, all right?
Yep, absolutely. Wait, is that Trev? Yeah, what's up?
The one and only.
Who's Locke?
One and only.
Oh, who's Locke?
One of my viewers.
Oh, okay.
You know Locke?
No,
you 2 boys?
Not even
that's
boys
cool.
with them.
That's cool.
We're boys now. We're boys now for sure. But we are back, and feels good.
It does. It really felt like a long break, but I'm glad that we're back. So you were at Rhode Island.
I was in
Rhode Island for work.
For work. It was like a quick day trip, and then I was back the next day. But I left Monday afternoon, got back Tuesday night, so like late Tuesday night.
Dang, get you in and out real quick.
Yeah, they do. And then the rest of the week was busy as usual. And Saturday we both had stuff where it was like we had like a 30-minute time slot to squeeze one in, but we were like, we might not want to just push out something.
Yeah, that's why I said instead of pushing it out and just forcing it on Sunday or Saturday, just take a break. We'll come back in a couple days, get it all sorted out. But
yes,
it is good to be back.
Oh! Hold on.
We got some technical. You might want to.
We lost something.
This is live.
Oh no, guys. Okay. We're just gonna have to live with that. My phone, we have Twitter live going right now, and my phone just started tilting slowly. But yeah, I was out in Rhode Island for a little bit, and then came back, and the week was busy. And then Saturday, Brennan had some game battles and work, and
I was in a tournament, and then we had work, and it was just like, we only got about 40 minutes to squeeze this in, and we're like, it's not gonna work.
Probably won't work today. And we just didn't want to put out anything crappy, but we are back, and it feels amazing,
right, dude?
And Thanksgiving's coming up this week.
That is true. All right, Thanksgiving, favorite food that you have every year.
It's kind of
it doesn't have to be tradition, but it could be traditional.
You know what's kind of I'm late on the train.
Yeah,
I'm late on the train to stuffing. When I was a kid, I was like, stuffing looks disgusting.
Stuffing's the best part, dude.
Stuffing is so good.
You know what's really sad? I can't have stuffing this year because I'm on keto.
Dude, get off of keto.
Dude, I'm so close to my goal. Get off of that. So close.
I would never get on keto. I would hop off it for a day.
See, here's what I'm thinking, because I don't want to go too hard, because then it will legit reset me a week. But if I have maybe a little bite here and there, you know, a little taste of this, a little dab of that, just a little bit. I don't think it's going to kill me too much. Maybe set me a couple days back, but
you can come back from that.
Oh, dude, stuffing is fire.
Stuffing,
dude.
yeah. So I think stuffing was the one that we always have. Turkey. We have honey glazed ham too, which is always good.
Yes, dude.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
I was about to say it's either the mashed potatoes and gravy or the good old stuffing, man.
Those are killer.
We have a traditional thing that we do. It's not necessarily just for Thanksgiving, but like whenever we have like our my mom's side over, we have this thing called pretzel jello salad.
Oh yeah,
so we have cream cheese jello,
the red
pretzels,
jello with
and sugar around the pretzels. And so you mix all that together and put it into layers, kind of like lasagna almost. And the salty sweet combo in it is just
too good.
Anything your mom makes that's just like
anything my mom. We don't really do like huge desserts for Thanksgiving. Keep it pretty easy. They have busy days. We shuck corn. Always peeling potatoes. We have cream corn. Have you ever had that?
Oh, dude, cream corn's fantastic.
Cream corn's great. We have that jello. We have like a jello pretzel dessert
mix or whatever.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it. We don't like go heavy on the desserts.
Are you a big pie guy?
No.
Do you like pumpkin pie at all?
No. Dude, I don't like pie at all.
Really? Not at all.
I like apple pie with some. If it's really sugary and it's got to have a lot of crust. I think sometimes.
Oh, dude, crust is a big factor. Dog.
Sometimes pies overdo it with the inside.
Dude, if you have like a warm apple pie, just a tiny piece of that with some vanilla ice cream, dude.
That's killer. That's one pie that I'm a sucker for. I had a pie contest at work today.
Okay.
7 people entered. You make your own pie. It was $100 on the line.
What pie did you make?
Actually, hold on. $100 on the line for best tasting pie.
Okay.
$50 in best looking pie.
Okay.
So I made an Oreo ice cream pie.
Oh.
And so it's got the Oreo crust, then it's got a layer of fudge at the bottom, then it's got Oreo ice cream or cookies and cream ice cream.
Balls to the wall.
Then it's got a layer of crumbled Oreos, a layer of Cool Whip, a layer of crumbled Oreos.
Dude,
and
you went all out for that hundo, huh?
I'm not gonna lie, I won it today. I took it home. I even took home best looking
pie?
But listen to this. Listen to how bogus this is.
Okay.
I win best tasting. She says I win best looking. And she revokes my best looking because I already won best taste.
Wow.
And she said, we need to give this to someone else. I was like, that wasn't part of the deal. It was whoever wins this one and whoever wins this one. And I won both of them. And I think I won best looking because I put a little Oreo on top. Really, really topped off.
Just getting that just nice gourmet look to it. Dude,
so that was really fun. That was really fun. And that was my first time making a pie, and it took me about 20 minutes.
I can't say I've made a pie.
No one really makes pie.
I don't know.
Talking to people at work today, they were like, yeah, I've never made a pie. This is my first one. And I was like, I feel like this is everybody's first pie. No one really makes pie. People buy it.
I was gonna say you just go to the store and buy it.
You go to like a
easier.
Baker Square or a Perkins.
You gotta make the crust, the layers, the inside. Bake it the right way. If you don't bake it the right way,
there was a guy who he took 3 hours, and he didn't win.
No shot.
I made mine in 20 minutes, and I was like, all right, I'll take that hundy and I'll walk away.
3 hours, bro.
3 hours.
What pie was it? What took him 3 hours?
I didn't even eat it. I didn't even bother my time.
Wow.
I didn't even waste my time. I knew who was going to win.
Eyes on the prize, baby.
Eyes on the prize. I voted for someone else. I thought they had a really good one. It was like a Reese's kind of inside.
Okay. Ooh.
Fire. But as far as Thanksgiving, we don't have any pies, or we have pumpkin pie, but I don't bother. Pumpkin bread.
Ooh.
I'm a sucker for pumpkin bread.
Dude, a little bit of butter on that.
Yeah.
Call it good. This just turned into like food talk now, but I feel like it's okay because it's that time of year.
Do you guys have any like Thanksgiving traditions you guys do?
I'm trying to think. We have Christmas ones, but Thanksgiving ones, I'm trying to think. Not really.
No.
Not really, but Christmas ones we have these special games we play. I remember this one as a kid. It's hilarious. I'll probably tell this again when we do like a Christmas podcast, but it's like called the candy bar game, and whoever finishes eating the candy bar gets the pot in the middle, and it's like a small $5-10 pot or something. But the catch is you have to roll doubles, and when you roll doubles, you have to put on I think it's put on a piece. Oh no, you can take off a piece of like mittens or hats or scarves and throw it on the table, but you got to keep something on, and you got to keep going with it. So yeah, fun. I think you have to roll doubles, and then you can start just going for it. But you have like mittens and hats and gloves, and like you're just trying to cut through these candy bars.
That's hilarious.
And whoever obviously finishes it wins the prize. It's pretty epic.
That's epic.
So
we don't have anything for Thanksgiving either. Normally eat, watch football, and kind of like doze off because of the turkey.
Enough, dude.
That is the best feeling though. Yeah. When you're like overly stuffed and you just kind of pass out on the couch, but you're like in and out of sleep. That is one of the best feelings. But no one really has any Thanksgiving traditions.
I feel like it's just kind of get the fam together, watch some football, eat some good food, and call it a day.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, that I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving. It'll be a good time.
For sure.
Some guy said, screw turkey, ham is where it's at.
Dude, I love ham, bro.
Get out of here, dude. Turkey's where it's at, too.
I love ham, but I love them both,
too. But you can't, in the U.S., you can't go without turkey on Thanksgiving.
Not everyone has Thanksgiving either.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. But moving on, I listened to a little... I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately.
Yeah.
They're just, by the way, we're on iTunes now. Check us out.
True.
But I was just thinking, imagine not just having a podcast, but I was just thinking like, Tim Ferriss. Have you ever heard of him?
I've heard of the name.
He was on Gary Vaynerchuk's podcast the other day, and he said that he has 200 million downloads. Could you imagine?
On iTunes?
Yeah, on iTunes, or just on his podcast in general. 200 million.
Analytics are insane.
And I was just thinking in my head, could you imagine? Do you think that pressure would ever get to people like, wow, 200 million people are downloading my stuff. I have to make sure that everything I put out is quality. Okay. And there's going to be parts like Gary Vaynerchuk said that he apologized to Tim Ferriss at the end because he was like, because Gary Vaynerchuk's like work hard, hustle, whatever. And in one of his sections, he said, at a different time he was speaking to a bunch of people. He said, screw people who have 4-hour work days. and I think Tim Ferriss like kind of believes, however long you're working for, just like be there, be present, and be like working your butt off for all that time you're there.
No matter how much time. Gotcha.
Yeah. And he said he had to apologize to Tim Ferriss at the end because he's like, I apologize because you're one of my best buddies and I love when my name is associated with yours. But I don't know Tim Ferriss's story good enough, but I think he has like days where he might work like 4 hours or for some reason he was apologizing about it.
Okay.
It just made me think like, man, there are going to be times when you're that famous that stuff just gets out that you didn't want to get out and you have to apologize for it. And I couldn't imagine like Baker Mayfield right now. He's like a Heisman contender, probably should win it. And he played at Kansas this past weekend. After they beat him, he like did a crotch gesture, grab. And like stuff like that. It always makes you think like, man,
he's going to look back at that and just be, wow, why did I do that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he already is.
Right.
But it makes you think like the people that have it all together in the media and when the media is purposely like NBA players, when they just lose a tough game and they come into the locker room and people are like, so why'd you lose that one? And like, they're just trying to pick at you.
They're just trying to get a story.
I couldn't imagine having to, like, it's a great opportunity, obviously, to be in the NBA and a blessing, but to have to deal with that, there's like positive and negatives of every job. And that's, I feel like, what I'm getting at.
100%.
And I couldn't imagine like Gary Vaynerchuk, you do a podcast every day. You have cameras following you around every day. You're going to say something stupid.
Oh, everyone's human, man.
I know, but I just feel like they do a pretty good job of not saying anything stupid. Whereas I feel like if I got caught in one bad moment, it'd be like, man, you said something really dumb.
But going back to that first point you had where you were saying when you get to a point where you're so big, do you think the pressure really gets to people? I was going to say kind of yes and no, because I don't know. I always put it into like a content creation standpoint, because I've started off small and from having no one to like having a small community, and I'm nowhere big. Yeah. But the pressure is still on when you start growing and people start coming back to your stream and like requesting daily content basically, and you want to be there for every waking moment that people are expecting you, you know, whereas someone's just starting off, there's just I feel like there's no pressure whatsoever. You're just trying to get her done and see if people like what you have to offer and stuff like that. But I feel like the pressure to that level we're talking about, I feel like it gets to you a little bit. But you gotta somehow adapt yourself, and you were making a good point where he has to make it professional no matter what, and always has to be, I mean, you don't want to say perfectionist because no one's perfect, but to that standard, you want to have a perfect standard almost. Yeah,
he has everything he pushes out, which I really enjoy. It's not like always the best quality, but it's everything he pushes out is unreal content. Like it gets people jazzed up. I don't always agree with what he's saying and whatever. I think some of it's like, all right, he always says, he's like, people think the first time they listen to me that I have a BS personality. And that's why people listen to me, because they realize like I'm pushing this. And then I'm like, wait, you gotta be patient. It's not going to be like, because a lot of people that have his personality are like, yeah, you'll get rich overnight. But the reality of it is he showed up every day and he worked his butt off for his dad's liquor store. It's like, man, these guys have just absolutely grinded, and the reason they're so good at being in the media and being who they are now is just because they're like pretty set in who they are. They know believe exactly
100% what they do is going to work no matter what.
I just like, imagine this. Okay, you're Gary Vaynerchuk. You're walking down the streets wherever. He has a hired camera guy, probably like 2 or 3 of them that video him every step of his day, everything he's doing, and not to mention he's a CEO of a business. So whatever he's doing with those cameras is like, he says 10% of what he actually is doing during the day, because the rest of the time he's actually doing like working on his business.
Insane.
I just couldn't imagine for me, like all those things rushing through my mind, like, oh, I've got this business. Wait, I got to work on my brand. Could you imagine? I can barely get up for breakfast in the morning. Right. And like, I wonder how he balances all that.
He's got to have some sort of help. Like, there's just no way. You think he does all that by himself?
What do you mean?
Managing all his daily activities.
Oh no, he's got people making all his content for him and everything,
helping him for sure.
But like, he still has to be there.
Oh yeah.
And I think, yeah, it's just crazy to me.
I guess you get used to that when it's that fast pace of a lifestyle. I mean, he probably lives the fastest paced thing you could, running a business while doing all of the speaking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just,
he said he gets hired for like $200,000 to go speak somewhere.
That's insane. Just throws it right back into the business or whatever he does, you know? It's
crazy. So I was just thinking about that. Like, how do you balancing all the things you have in life? I think it's hard in my life.
It's hard in my life, dude.
Just to go to work then, because if I put my values into perspective, it's like, I want to have a good work life. I want to be well balanced with relationships with my friends. I want to be fit. I want to eat healthy. And then it's like all that stuff, you get done with work, and then it's like, all right, now I got to work out. And now what the heck? It's 7 p.m. already.
It's time for bed.
Yeah. So it's like, man, they work such long days. How do they keep their life balanced? And make sure they focus on the things that really matter to them.
I don't know. I feel people have told me this, because I mean, I'm pretty hard-headed. Just I grind hours a lot of the time. You know, I go to work at 3 a.m. sometimes, and I don't stop my stream till 9 p.m. sometimes. Just some of those days I just do it. But I really do feel like there are some people that are way more determined, that just have so much more of a drive than other people do. Like, to put it in perspective, so let's just say someone has stuff given to them quite a bit, or doesn't have to work necessarily for that thing. I feel as if it's more along the lines of those people that just kind of like, I guess I could do this, but I could maybe do this, or I don't even really want to do that, you know? Whereas people that, I mean, like you and me have had to work for pretty much everything that we've gained. I don't know, we're just more driven, I feel like. There's just way more want to get after that next goal.
Yeah. If you were to say the reason you do, like if you were to put your values into perspective, what would you say daily, like these are the things I definitely want to do. Like
daily? Daily.
And okay, daily, but like things you want your life to be about.
Okay. Health for sure. Right in the morning, getting after it, staying healthy, working on just learning more about nutrition and stuff. And I've really learned a lot over this past month, and I just want to continue to learn more to keep myself healthy through the rest of my life, and just honestly watch my health overall. That's such
a big one.
It's hard, dude. It's hard. Not easy.
It's hard, especially like I know, like your family probably has some like health issue. I feel like every family kind of has one. My dad's side has like heart issues, so like that's always one thing that's always on my mind. Like I still smash McDonald's, don't get me wrong, but every time I do it, I'm like, man. And I shouldn't even be thinking. I should, but I shouldn't be thinking about it at 22. I just want to enjoy it.
And that's why I'm trying to just put a stable stepping stool in my life right now, where I won't have to even think about something like that. You know, where I know I'm eating right. I know I'm balancing out my diet properly. I know I'm eating good things, and I know I'm going to eat good things in the future. You know,
because there's got to be no worse feeling in the world than when you hit 60, you have kids, and you're like, man, my health is horrible.
Right.
My
I want
kids
to be
need
there
me.
for people. I want to be able to go different places for my grandkids. I want to be able to drive myself, you know, the simple things like that. When you're
you
older.
feel bad for like my grandparents are 90.
They
can
are
still
troopers,
drive,
man.
My grandma can still drive.
She's a trooper.
And it's like obviously a lot of it has to do with luck. Like you get lucky with stuff, but you treat your body well.
Genetics too.
Yeah. But it would be awesome to be like, man, I don't have to live in an assisted living home right now at 90. Are you kidding me? They're still living there in their home. They get up and down the stairs. It's like, well, my grandpa doesn't. Gramps is still an upstairs cat, but he's still able to get around. It's like, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Health. Okay.
Yeah. But we were going off of daily routine. Yeah. Like balancing your daily routine.
Yes.
Health for sure in the morning, getting up. I want to work on this. I'm not perfect at all. Sleeping schedule, man. It is brutal, especially because of the line of stuff that I try to do. I'm staring at screens for 10 hours a day usually, and it wears on you. And I've never slept so much in my life some days. So sleep schedule is something that I'm trying to work on, but I'm very much struggling.
What would you say your sleep schedule looks like on a typical basis? Like go to bed, wake up.
Honestly, it's been decent, but ever since like I'll be honest, the new Call of Duty came out, Trev, and it's been a little brutal on me. But for the most part, it's not too bad. Like 9 a.m. at the latest. I was on for like a good 5-month period, and now it's just kind of like jumbled up and doing all that sort of stuff. But health, sleep schedule, balancing hanging out with friends is a big one for me. I really, really try. Like if I get an opportunity, and it doesn't necessarily have to be with our whole inner group or whatever the case may be, but if I get an opportunity to hang out with you or Matt or Alex or whoever else is available at that time, I will try my best. If I have time, I will go out of my way to hang out with that person. I just try to keep that balance, because there will become a time in life where not all of us are going to be able to hang out every weekend. You know, it'll maybe be a once a month thing.
It's getting closer and closer.
It's getting closer and closer. Crazy. And you and me have both realized that
you can feel it too. Even just this, I feel like this, from this summer to now, I've realized that like our high school friends just don't get together as much as we used to. No, we just don't.
Everyone's so busy. That's the hard part. Everyone's got a different schedule, you know, just different things in life that people are trying to reach out.
Yeah. The fun part is like, the great part about social media and texting and that is that
keep in touch, man.
You keep in touch like crazy. Like we Snapchat each other every single day, all day long. We're Snapchatting.
Realistically, it's not like we're separated, but we're just not.
It doesn't seem like we haven't talked in forever, but we just haven't seen
time, I guess. Right. Essentially, but back to the schedule or the balancing out thing. I was going on health, sleep schedule, friendship, and then streaming. I mean. Don't get me wrong. I do about 65 hours a week. I don't necessarily need to do 65 hours a week, but it's just all about that grind factor for me. I don't know if I don't think I told you this, but I'm doing a partnership push. So Twitch just came out with a statistics system where they show you how, like, let's just say you start streaming for the first time. They'll show you a little stepping stool for statistics where if I reach this milestone, this is how you get to the next step to being an affiliate. And then once you're an affiliate, there's the next
so
steps to get into partnership.
Kind of give you a list of things you can do.
Exactly. And I'm on basically the last step of getting towards that first step of being full-time, I guess. So that's getting partnered. And getting partnered is obviously the dream.
So when you get partnered, do they pay you?
I get paid from Twitch anyways, but getting partnered is like the highest, I guess, tier you could get. You unlock more things for the chat. People that subscribe to you get more benefits.
Gotcha.
You're able to make ad revenue on Twitch then.
Okay.
Just different,
so you can have
exclusive
ads on your stream, and
if you want to, you don't have to, but there's an option there.
Revenue?
Maybe towards the end of streams. I don't want to force it on people too much, but there's options.
Is ad revenue? Will they like have commercials in your stream?
Yeah, so you can choose which times of the stream. Like if you're going on a bathroom break, so I'm gonna run a 30-second ad. Boom, that type of thing.
Gotcha.
Which obviously would help go back into the stream, like with me purchasing different titles that come out and stuff.
Kind of a nice thing to do.
But yeah, I'm doing a 106-day streaming streak, and I've already gone a month without taking a break, which is pretty insane for most people. But I'm really gonna push myself this time. I did 135 days about 2 years ago straight, and it absolutely killed me. Really? But going around this time, I know what I'm, I guess, heading into. Yeah. So I know how to balance out that properly with, sleep obviously is going to be a big one. And I'll be honest, dude, me eating right has helped me with this so much, because when you're just sitting and you're just doing this and talking, I mean, I'm talking 7 to 8 hours a day, every single day of the week usually. So it gets tiring for a lot of people, and some people just don't know how I really progress that. And dude, eating right's been a huge thing for me. But I was going off a little off topic there, but
no, I've noticed it, because I just sit behind a desk for most of the day too.
You too.
And you just realize, like, man, from even in school, like, you get up, you move around a little bit, but at work you just sit and you
grind until your shift is done.
And you might get up for a little break, but it's not as long as like getting up to talk to friends, getting up, and like even in high school, like we'd have basketball right after school. Like keeping that stuff in check is huge.
Yeah. 100%. And then going back to the balancing thing again, was I keep going back, I keep forgetting, but health, schedule, friends, balancing friends and friends schedule and streaming schedule. Those are like I'd say the biggest ones for me, honestly. I mean, I would like to add working out to the list, but I'm focusing on the health factor like heavily right now, and then obviously getting into that. But those are kind of like my top things, I guess.
For sure. They're just things like, if I think of who I want to be as I get older and I start to age, the dad bod's gonna come, right? It's gonna come. It's gonna hit us all.
Yep.
But just to be able to maintain and be like, all right, I'm able to play basketball still. Like, that's what I want to do. I just want to be able to go have fun and like not worry about it too much. But eating healthy is huge for me. I just don't eat that healthy. I eat turkey and spinach every day, which isn't bad.
Not bad.
But it's just like, it gets old. Turkey and spinach gets old.
I 100% agree with you. I was going to ask you a quick question, not to cut you off too hard, but what, on a weekly basis, how many times do you think that you eat something that you probably shouldn't have eaten?
Just about every day.
Every day?
Oh yeah. I'll pound a Snickers at night. Last night I got into some Cheetos. I had the guilty orange fingers.
Oh, no.
I had the guilty orange fingers.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I get into snacks every.
Okay, that's pretty normal, to be honest. But
I don't even think about it when I'm doing it. Last night I was like, man, am I really eating Cheetos? I'm not gonna lie. The Cheetos thought
it was in the back of your head.
I was like, am I really eating Cheetos and drinking a beer right now? Is that happening? It was happening.
Oh, that's great.
But for the most part, I don't eat like crap.
Okay.
Just crap.
Yeah, just crap. Just a little crap here and there. But I will give you the benefit of the doubt. You work out really hard. Like, you really do work out hard.
I do.
And it kind of counteracts the adjustments there,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's, I try to get in and work out 4 days a week. Play basketball, I play basketball most of those days. And then probably once on the weekends. And then Wednesday nights I play. So, like, cardio is more important, I think, right now. I'm not trying to like get massive. I wish I could.
It's so hard, dude, because you like doing what I've learned just over the last like month and a half of just learning about my body and how to intake different calories and how to track your macros properly, how much we overeat. And then when people want to, you know, bulk or get bigger, gain muscle, how much of the wrong things they eat. There's a lot of people out there that think eating just a bunch of sandwiches or a lot of things with pretty much, I'll say, empty carbs, empty carbohydrates, it doesn't help, you know. It just adds to the dad bod, as we're talking here, the dad bod. The ever lasting dad bod.
There's no getting out of it, dude. Apparently, you want to hear something crazy?
Lay it on me.
I heard someone told me that the ladies are more attracted to the dad bod than someone who's just like jacked.
I refuse.
Isn't that crazy?
Believe that. There's no way.
Dude, I'm telling you, that was a statistic. How is that a thing, though? Why do you think that is? That's my question. Why in the world?
Do you think girls think that guys are just douchebags that work out?
That could be.
Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some douchey guys in the gym. You know?
Yeah, but there's douchey guys everywhere you go. I was going to say. Doesn't matter if you're going to the gym or if you're going to Chipotle.
Douchey guys everywhere.
There'll be douchebags everywhere you go.
What a hunk over there. He's got a nice looking dad bod. Is that double chicken?
Ooh. Extra guac on that? But yeah, I think that's one thing that's so interesting. Like, girls think guys that work out are douchebags.
It's a true stereotype.
It's a true stereotype wherever you go.
100%.
That's what I think. Like, you could find a douchey girl right over there at the Sprint store. You can find her at the gym. Like, it doesn't matter where you go, in my mind. That's what I think. There are some like over the top douche jars in the gym.
Yeah, there are.
And but I think it's so funny that like people like to, like, there are some ridiculous people, do not get me wrong, but like working out and being jacked is almost like shamed now.
I don't get, that's crazy.
Isn't that funny? Like, you
want to take care of yourself.
Oh yeah. And it's the same as someone who has a passion about something else. Like, if you have a passion about working out, and go ahead. I'm not into it. I'm not going to be a bodybuilder, but one of my buddies from Wisconsin is.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's jacked. He's ripped. And I think maybe that piece scares ladies off.
You think so? Maybe they think they're just aggressive or something.
That could be.
You know?
But I just think it's so funny that, like, oh, you work out, you must be a doucher. But then if you probably hung out with that person, they'd probably be like,
one of the nicest people in the world. You never know.
Yeah.
Right?
You never know.
Like The Rock.
Yeah. The Rock is. Why doesn't The Rock get shamed?
Right? Because The Rock is The Rock.
The Rock. Yeah, exactly. The Rock does the same person as Jimmy at the gym, who's absolutely yoked. He's entering in the weightlifting competition next week. But it's funny. It is funny that like, that is kind of looked down upon.
It is a little bit, yeah. Interesting.
Man, I have a really interesting topic that might take us past the time limit. But I'm reading a book right now.
Okay.
And it might be a little more controversial than I expected today to go. But I'm reading a book right now talking about how to be a courageous man.
Okay.
And so it's basically telling stories of dads who either blew it as a like blew their opportunity to help their teenager out, or to or they helped him out, or they blew it, and they kind of tell stories of which and what they should have done in that situation. And one of them is that, like, being a strong man and being like the man of the house and being like a leader, whether it be in the household or outside the household, like, is kind of looked down upon now. It's like being a manly man, you know, like what a man used to be
back
like,
in like the 50s or something.
Or even like 20 years ago, is like, you're wrong, not like you're horrible. Like, if you think, if you believe certain things, if you know what I'm getting at, if you believe that you should raise your child to believe that there are two genders, if you should, because here's one thing that I personally think, I don't care, like, I didn't mean for this to get political at all, but confusing a kid doesn't make sense to me.
No.
Like, if you raise a kid up and you're like, here, little Jimmy, you can be whatever you want. Like, no, you teach a kid what their identity is. You teach them, like, hey, this is what you're meant to be.
I 100% agree with you.
And I just don't get it. Like the reason depression, the reason all these things are so high right now is because kids have no idea what they're doing.
Their brain's not even functionable until now, you know? Like we're just getting into that stage. Can you imagine that?
I don't mean to get in this debate, but if you are telling me like you gotta let people be who they are, they don't know who they are.
They don't.
That's the thing is like
some of us don't even know.
I don't know who I am right now.
You know,
I would say my identity crisis is when I'm with different groups of people, I tend to act a little bit different.
Oh, everyone does.
And I think, yeah, everyone does it. But I just think that's so interesting is like to be a courageous man and to like step up and kind of lead is in a way looked down upon now. To raise a family and be like, hey, this is what we're going to be about. This is what we believe is looked down upon more than accepting okay. Let me just restart that. For a man to say like, this is the truth is more looked down upon than someone who just like accepts everything and loves everything. Like you're called to love everything and accept, but where does like, all right, this is
where's
actually
the line drawn?
This is truth. We can't just accept everything. Where is that drawn? Okay. That's what I don't get in today's society.
Yeah. You couldn't have took the words out of my mouth better, honestly.
I didn't mean to go on that huge rant.
I 100% agree with you.
But before I got on that, that book just popped into my mind, and I think it's
What's it called?
I think it's literally How to Be a Courageous Man.
Okay,
I could give it to you after. Dude. It's really good, and it kind of like reaffirms you like how you're supposed to raise. I mean, obviously we're not at that point in our lives,
but it's good to know.
But when that time comes, like how to step up and be like, all right. You're in adolescence. You have no idea your body's changing like crazy. Mm-hmm. You're confused. Yeah, I was.
Everyone was. When you're going through puberty, you don't know what is happening. What is happening? Hair's growing everywhere. My joints hurt.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think it's just it's a great book for people to just be like, all right, this is who. You just gotta give people identity sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you know who you are and you know what your passions are, but like. You got to be pushed a certain way.
You got to guide that child in the proper path so that they have an easier path through, you know, when that time comes.
I was just using the gender role as an example.
No, it's a good example.
It comes in everything.
And I was going to say, it's not just that, but
it comes in friends you hang out with. It comes with everything. Like, yeah, it's just a crazy world. And with kids growing up with social media, you never know.
It's just, we could go on 3 podcasts about social media, but just young kids on social media, but I won't go on to that at the moment. But
anyways, we didn't mean for that to get, that didn't really get political, but it was just
too bad. No, it was a good example. I agree with you on it.
I just thought it was an interesting thing. We've bounced everywhere in this podcast.
Yeah, we have.
It's kind of fun. I enjoy, we need to get better at, we did pretty okay. We did pretty good at like sticking to it for a while though. Sticking to topics.
You went off a little bit. I went off a little bit. But
have to sometimes.
Just gotta explain your thoughts. You know.
I was also listening to another podcast of a guy. He's actually a pastor in California, and he was like, "Yeah, Fox News and CNN would invite me on to like give a just talk to him, and they'd ask him questions, and they're like, so we want you to like." Or what do you think about this? And he would say what he thought, and they'd be like, no, you're way too neutral. They wouldn't let him on because he's too neutral.
Fox News said that?
Fox News, CNN, like all the big ones said like, you can't be neutral. You need to be like
one side.
You have to be a crazy opinion.
Okay.
Like you have to have something that's going to stir the pot a little bit. What? I thought that was interesting.
That shows
So now you know why when you look at Fox, when you look at CNN, why these people are let on.
Yeah,
it's because they have those wild opinions and they're going to stir the pot. Oh yeah,
it's all it is.
They're getting baited by
they are
some money.
Yes, they are.
But I just think everything's so interesting right now. Media is crazy. It makes the world seem way worse than it is. And it's funny.
It's a wild time to be alive right now.
It is. Look at you have in your hand. You have something that can reach anybody, anywhere.
Yep.
And then you have a guy that's president that just called a guy in North Korea chubby and fat on Twitter. How crazy is that? I don't know. It's a funny time to be alive.
It is 100%, dude.
But we have the UnMeasured podcast to keep everyone sane, right?
We're keeping everyone on the normal level right here.
Right,
okay, boys.
Right. But that is 45 minutes.
That's crazy, dude.
Crazy fast.
It's good to be back, buds.
It's good to be back. It is good to be back. As we said earlier, we're on iTunes, so you can go check us out there. And we do have a t-shirt giveaway going on our pinned tweet on Twitter at UnMeasuredPod. So go check us out there. Our Instagram has been slacking the last week.
We've been busy. All right. That's on
me.
us. All right. We'll get after it. Okay.
But yeah, we do thank you guys for stopping in. We love doing these things. If you enjoy watching them, if you enjoy listening to them, check us out on YouTube, check us out on iTunes. We do appreciate all the listens. Yeah. And I think without further ado, that's about it.
Killed it, buds. Killed it.
Thank you guys for stopping in. We do appreciate it. This is Trevor from UnMeasured, and this is Brennan.
Peace
out.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the 9th episode of the UnMeasured podcast. We really, really do appreciate the continued support after a hiatus. We took about a week hiatus, but we are back in full action and ready to get more content out to you guys.
We're looking to be more consistent on social media as well this week. I know it's holiday season coming up. We got Thanksgiving coming up. We hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. But feel free to share this with your friends, your family around the table. Tell them to check out the podcast. We do appreciate everyone stopping in. Thank you.